Hello, and welcome to the Lifestyle Herbalist Podcast, where we hope to inspire you to have a healthy dose of happiness. I'm your co-host, Dabney clinical herbalist and health coach.
And I'm Sabrina Cooper, registered culinary holistic nutritionist and herbalist. Join us as we dive into the art of herbalism, mindfulness, and healthy lifestyle practices to help you achieve a happier and healthier life. Whether you're a seasoned herbalist or just starting your wellness journey, we're here to provide you with the insights, tips, and inspiration for a more balanced and joyful existence. So grab your favorite herbal tea, sit back, and let's get a healthy dose of happiness together.
Hello and welcome to an episode I'm going to call Eyes Wide Open, where we explore how positivity and optimism can transform our lives. I'm your host, Sabrina Cooper, and today we're diving into the power of seeing the world through an open and hopeful lens. If you've ever felt weighed down by negativity or struggled to find the silver lining, this episode is for you. Let's talk about why optimism matters, how it shapes our reality, and practical ways you can cultivate a more positive mindset. Let's start seeing the world through eyes wide open. So let's start with the big question. Why does positivity matter? Research in neuroscience and psychology shows that optimism isn't just a nice thought. It's a total game changer. Dr. Martin Seligman, a pioneer in positive psychology, found that optimistic people tend to have better health, stronger relationships, and greater success in work and life. Why? Because our thoughts shape our actions. If you believe something good can happen, you're more likely to take steps to make it happen. Optimism also affects our brain chemistry. When we focus on positive thoughts, we boost serotonin and dopamine levels, our natural feel-good chemicals. This reduces stress, increases motivation, and helps us navigate challenges with resilience. So if positivity is so powerful, how do we tap into it? Haven't you ever felt like when the days are so dark and dreary, you just don't feel great? You kind of get in that mindset where you don't feel like doing anything, you feel sluggish. But as soon as that sun comes out, what does it do for us? It gives us that hope. It gives us that sense of energy and rejuvenation and makes us want to go out and do things. And it's sort of the same with our heads when we're thinking in those when we get those negative thoughts. So when we start thinking positive thoughts, we start to feel good, and that's when things can actually happen for us. So tapping into it, how do we do it? One of the biggest myths about optimism is that it means ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. That's not true. Optimism isn't about denying life's difficulties. It's about approaching them with the belief that solutions exist. And it's not always easy. And if I'm being honest, I know that it's not always easy to be optimistic and positive all the time, especially with what life throws at us on a daily level. And every day, things are changing. But here are 3 mindset shifts to help you see the world with eyes wide open. The first one, reframe the narrative. Instead of thinking, this is happening to me, like, why is this happening to me? Think, this is happening for me. Wow, why is this happening for me? Even tough situations can bring growth, learning, or unexpected opportunities. It's hard to do in sticky situations to think, not think, why me? But in everything that we get thrown at us and everything we take on, there's always a silver lining. There's always a lesson to be learned. And so we should kind of approach it like that. Think, this isn't where I really wish I was, or I really wish this wasn't happening to me, but why is it happening, and what can I do with what it is, and what can I do in this moment to make this situation a more positive one? Because you know what? Maybe this situation will bring something better for us. And it might not feel like it in the moment, but with time, we'll realize when we look back, like, wow, that actually helped me and got me to where I am in this moment right now. And it's a more positive one. The second thing we can do is adopt a gratitude habit. So what does this mean? It means gratitude rewires your brain to focus on abundance rather than lack. So start or end your day by listing 3 things you're grateful for, big or small. And we've heard this probably a lot. And if you haven't, then I hope you can take this into consideration on a daily basis. And if you have heard of it before, it really does ring true, because when we start to think of the things that we're grateful for, we start to change our mindset. We start to appreciate things that are in our lives and look at it with a glass that's full and eyes wide open, of course. And so, if you do it at the beginning of the day, you can even use that as a mantra. Like, I am grateful for the sun shining, the warmth on my skin, and the ability it has to help things grow. And so if I use that in a moment where I'm feeling a little stuck and think of that sunshine on me and the things that I'm grateful for about that sunshine, it's going to make my day a lot easier. If you're doing it at night, you might write the 3 great things that you're grateful for. And if your day was a little hectic and maybe some things were thrown at you that were a little negative, or you weren't feeling great in those moments, those 3 things that you're grateful for can shift your brain in order to give you a better restful sleep. And it will also change your mind to make it a more positive one. And all the things that were not serving you during your day will actually seem like a positive day. So start by writing 3 small things. And you might even notice that you have more than 3 things to be grateful for. But if you start with 3, that's a great start. And the third thing I want to mention today is to surround yourself with positivity. Energy is so contagious. And if you spend time with optimistic, solution-oriented people, you'll start seeing the world through the same lens. And I can't stress this enough. You have to surround and find your tribe that works for you. People that uplift you, people that give you the energy to keep going and are positive, and people that you want to be around and that make you feel good about yourself. This is really, really important, because the negativity that surrounds us can really, really wreak havoc on our optimism and can really, really bring us down. So please make sure that you find a tribe that really support you and give you something to look forward to in your day. So now that we've talked a little bit about shifting your perspective in a kind of a nutshell, one day I'll probably expand on some of these topics. But here are some practical tools that can help you, build a more positive mindset. And the first one kind of goes with the gratitude habit, and that's what went well exercise. So basically, you want to take either time in your day at the end, probably, most likely, and write down or think of the things that went well during your day. So this trains your brain to look for the good, even in the challenging times. Because we all know we have, things that can go wrong. There could be, your car didn't start, you were late for the gym, that snowballed. And so if we look at it and we were actually able to get to the gym, maybe we'd be like, hey, we made it to the gym, we had a workout, so that made us feel good, and that shifted our mind. Also, we will start to focus on that as opposed to the car didn't start or the problems that didn't get you to the gym. And really just being positive about like, hey, I'm here. So that's the first one. So each night, try and think of the things that went well during the day and focus on those rather than the negative things that went on in your brain. And what I like to do as well is I like to take the things that I'm worried about or something that's been affecting me, and I kind of just put it into a little, like I write it down or I mentally take it out of my brain, and I kind of feel like I put it into a jar. I visualize putting it into a jar, or a piece of paper, put it into a little jar. And I'll say like, all right, universe, God, whoever you want, just take this and do what you want with it. I'm done with it. I need to clear my brain. I need it out of my thoughts, because it's creating this negative energy about it. And now it's up to everything else to figure out what's going to happen with this. And this will be my learning lesson, or this, whatever comes out of it, we'll deal with it when it comes. So that's a really good example, and I hope that all makes sense. The second tool that could really work is visualization and affirmations. Closing your eyes and imagine a future where things go right. Speak affirmations that reinforce confidence and hope. Like, for example, I am capable. I attract good things. I handle challenges with grace. And this is something I often do in the morning. I like to think of things, if I've had a bad day the day before or something didn't quite work out the way I wanted yesterday, I'll use what I learned yesterday to put in a mantra for the morning. So if it was something that I was learning and wasn't quite grasping the concept, today I would say I can learn new things with grace and know that I'm not alone in the situation. And even though I didn't quite catch the concept the day before, today's a new day. I'm brighter, I'm more wide awake, and I know that I will be capable to take on this task and this learning goal or whatever it is. This is just an example. So make a mantra that works for you, and when you are in those sticky situations, go back to that mantra and just repeat it a few times until you clear your head of that anxiety or whatever is coming your way, or that negative thought that is creeping up into your mindset. The third one is the 5-second rule. So I really love Mel Robbins, and she suggests a 5-second rule, which is counting down. So you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then take immediate action before doubt creeps in. So this simple tool can help you break negativity, thought loops, and move towards positive change. So, if you just take a split second to in that moment, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it just shifts something, right? Like, instead of, it's almost thinking before a reaction. That's basically what this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule, or the 5-second rule is basically think before you speak, think before you act, think before you react, those kind of things. And that's really, really, really important. Another thing sort of like the 5-second rule is that you can look around, like pick a color and say it's brown, and then look around the area you are in and pick 5 things that are brown, and that resets your brain as well. It's just shifting your mindset again. So it could be red. You could be like red car, red flower, red coat, red hat, red cup. These are just things I'm thinking out of my head. But, and then it shifts. It really does work. And you start to, you could take a deep breath, hold it for 5 seconds as well, and let go for 5 seconds. That also really, really works. So 5 seconds is key. Give yourself that time and notice the differences. And the fourth one is acts of kindness. So this one is one that I really, really love, because I think doing something kind for others really boosts our own mood and creates a ripple effect of positivity. And it's maybe sometimes not even for ourselves, but someone on the receiving end. Sending a kind text, giving a compliment, or helping someone in need can just fill those feelings of good and give you that sense of purpose. And on the receiving end, you're also going to make someone's day as well. And it could be so easy. It could just be like, hey, I was thinking of this person. I'm going to send them a text I hadn't heard from in a long time. It could even be just a phone call. Sometimes a phone call rather than a text is even better, because you actually get to connect with someone, have a few good laughs, catch up on some old times, and it will shift your mood in a very positive way as well. And I also think it could be just as easy as like waving to someone from your car and saying hello to a random stranger. Sometimes you don't even know what that person's dealing with in their day. So these are all things that can help build a more positive mindset. So choose one. I ask you to choose one and go with that for the day and see what it does for you. And if that doesn't feel right, choose another one, and make it yours. Don't always, it doesn't always have to be what I'm just putting out ideas. And you can take what you want and then just use it for your own. You could mix two together. You could use the what went well today. From the what went well today, you could create an affirmation or a visualization of what went well, adding in your affirmation. And then from that, you might say, hey, I feel so good today. I want to do a kind gesture. And you might do a kind gesture. So you might do all 3 or 4 of them. So these are, again, ideas. And I hope that they will start to build some optimism on those days that everything just feels dark and negativity surrounds you. Because at the end of the day, optimism is a great choice. It doesn't mean ignoring life's difficulties, but rather choosing to face them with hope and resilience. And when we decide to see the world with eyes wide open, we not only change our reality, we inspire those around us. And doesn't that feel good that we can be inspiring and being the person people want to be around instead of that person that people look away from? So here's my challenge for you this week, which was try one of the tools I discussed today. Maybe it's the gratitude journal, reframing a tough situation, or simply noticing and appreciating the small joys in your day. I'd love to hear how it goes. I want you to share experience with me on social media. You can find me at Brewha Blends. You can also reach out to Dabney on our herbal hygienist. We're both great people to reach out to and can offer some great positivity and optimism. And I really would love to see that we get this positivity movement going. Let's change the world. Let's bring a little positivity and light into this world that can be heavy and dark at times, especially for us now in the winter months. It's very difficult, and when the sun comes out, it's just so amazing. Even if it's minus 20 degrees Celsius with a wind chill of, what feels like minus 40, like in a vortex, there's still something about the sun and the warmth that make it okay, and it's going to be okay to get through the day. I mean, it is winter, we're here in Canada, and we can do this. So wherever you are, let's keep this positivity movement going. Until next time, keep your eyes wide open to the beauty, the opportunities, and the goodness around you. Stay hopeful, stay optimistic, and keep on shining.